My experience in anime has given me my own type of analysis. It's not so unique in that I at least try to be honest. My thoughts on a series are made up by the type and amount of anime I have watched. Considering my favorites, you could say I've given myself really high standards. In the ocean of analysis, I'm just a drop to the billions of different types of thought process out there. I often wonder if I'm right in anything. The truth feels like the most uncertain thing sometimes, a word that possibly doesn't exist. Objectivity in anime doesn't exist either, and public opinion is still an opinion. What do I look for in an anime? It's more complex, but sounds simple. A feeling. A feeling that all my favorites bring me at some point, regardless of what they are. And from all I have watched, Satoshi Kon is the master who was best at this. I cannot accept it. I hear it all the time. Sonny Boy is pretentious. I don't get it, so it's bad. I've had to tell off even popular anime YouTubers not for the sake of it, but to counter their hostile and ignorant accusations at me. Have they never watched the mystery genre? What is visual storytelling? It's plain and simple what Sonny Boy is trying to tell you. It's in the dialogue. Director Shingo Natsume's writing is partly based on the absurd, the uncertainty of life. Trying to understand everything in Sonny Boy is self-defeating and pointless. Saying I don't know is an answer. Not every piece of media is going to spoon feed you everything. I was personally fascinated in the wonder of mystery in this series. Granted, you don't have to like Sonny Boy, but at least try to understand what it was trying to do. The best anime nowadays can be the most hated. It shocked me just how much hate Sonny Boy got, and frustrating how ignorant it all was. At least it warms me up to see people appreciate it a lot more now. Even other great anime like Odd Taxi wasn't like that first and made fun of. Now it is beloved. And even popular anime YouTubers realize the mistake they made and reverse, picking it up to misunderstand it to the public in the end. Sonny Boy feels like a ghost in the medium, something sincere in anime that barely exists anymore. I want to find something modern that can beat my favorites. I want to find something that can surpass Ashar no Joe or Legend of the Galactic Heroes, but I haven't found it yet. I spent all year last year watching an ocean of seasonal anime that I only came out liking around 25% of. When it came to Sonny Boy, the running scene in the end finally brought back that feeling, a feeling of heart and soul that can be felt in my favorites that I mentioned earlier. I look for this feeling in anime. Too many times I run into lifeless anime, soulless, bland storytelling, still frames with flapping mouths, slideshow tier anime, stiff mannequins for a main cast. I can appreciate older anime for at least trying to animate a whole character's body, the body language, giving everyone unique faces, and actually animating backgrounds nicely instead of today's lifeless CGI crowds. What are we now? Technological advancement has made animators lazy. Budget goes out the window so many times, even in beloved anime. It was so disappointing that Dragon Ball Super, a giant in the medium, returned with horrifying animation. It doesn't help that some studios overwork their staff, like Cloverworks, resulting in rushed trash like Wonder Egg Parody that had so much potential. I found so much generic music thrown in an anime with no purpose, literally noise that is poorly written, oftentimes and used incorrectly. So many main characters, all written like cowards with no real growth. The profit motive has destroyed anime so badly it is nearly unrecognizable to me now. Still, keep in mind that good and bad anime has always been there. I was confused. Even respectable staff members were putting out disappointing passion projects. I looked at what is the most popular and realized I can't stand what is in the mainstream. I feel as if I am at war not with an individual, but with with a mentality in anime that I hate. The death of mentality in the anime viewer frustrates me as it plagues every part of the internet with its reach. Why do I watch so much bad anime? Partly because it justifies my opinion to criticize it properly. Some disasters like Tesla Note can be hilarious and entertaining at least, while others like 86 can feel painful to go through at times. Everywhere I went, I felt misunderstood. People are offended by the way I think. However, they should feel that way. I should be ruffling feathers. I'm not gonna lie to myself and become a coward to satisfy people who don't care about me anyways. I don't want to fit in and be normal. I'm not going to roll up my windows if I am blasting Super Dimension Fortress Macross the soundtrack in my car at a red light, or feel ashamed in public for enjoying anime. I recognize that my production value is garbage in my own YouTube channel, but it's the words that are the most important if you think about it, and it's convenient for those who want to just hear something in the background. Either way, I can't afford to show you pretty editing at the moment. If you look at the analytics, this channel has more dislikes than likes overall, and that's fine. You can't convince all the people all the time, and many are so close-minded and full of themselves, they don't like anyone who doesn't have their same favorites list. If you want everyone to think the same way about anime like you are delusional. I can accept people who don't like my favorites if they can at least give me legitimate criticism, explaining why. I can do it for you. The Ashar no Joe anime oftentimes betrays the manga. As amazing as Dezaki is, I can acknowledge the flaws. You have anime only characters like the Tonga Dumpy Jim's doctor, who were essentially pointless and suddenly written out of the story with no explanation. The voice acting can be harsh, such as Nishi's voice actor constantly screeching into the mic. You have the fight against Harimao, which was decent in the manga, but rushed and made worse in the anime. The story is incoherent from transitioning to Asha no Jo 1 to 2, and one went far out into its own story in the first one, since the manga wasn't finished at the time. One of the changes I did not like from the staff in the anime only content is the treatment of Nishi. He was a wonderful character in Asha no Jo 1, literally a philosopher, but in 2, he is supposed to have moved on with life, but the anime staff kept plugging him in and reduced him to an irrelevant background character. I could go on, but these are a few problems. Legend of the Galactic Heroes, though uses classical music to great effect, constantly cuts the songs off in awkward ways that can ruin a scene or character deaths. Rubinsky was written out in a very anticlimactic way. All that build up for nothing. I get it. The series wants to show that not all tragedies need a dramatic way to fold out, but it did it far too many times, to too many characters, too many important characters. Many people complain about the terrorists, but I can appreciate that they were like shadows causing trouble all over the place. Their main leader should have had more screen time though, as in the end I cared very little for his character. Macross, as incredible as it is, suffered from production issues that resulted in some hilariously bad animation. Minmay and Lisa sometimes look like clay people as a result. Milia's eyes move out of position at one point. That was horrifying to watch. Some of the fights were reduced to embarrassing PowerPoint presentations. The series feels like it should have ended a lot sooner, but I give them credit for an amazing final arc. I could go down the list, but I think the point of this has been made clear. Where are we now? In a dark place. Maybe I'm taking cartoons too seriously, but I love a good story that can bring meaningful emotions out of me. Sometimes it's not a sad scene that can bring a tear to my eye, but amazing and beautiful execution. In this little corner of the internet, I'm shouting in the dark and writing to blind eyes, but I can at least express myself in a satisfying way that can be left behind after I'm not here anymore, or at least one person might appreciate it in the distant future. Thank you for listening.